Hi, I'm DJ, and I'm sitting right next to a year's worth of work. The biggest thing I've ever created. My life-sized Barracuda. This thing is made in 3 parts. The head, which can open close its mouth. I was originally going to do glowing eyes, but I didn't have enough time to do that. It has a bunch of pipes, a bunch of glue, and a bunch of cards, and it's easily the most colorful and the most, eventful piece of the fish. We have the middle part, which connects to the head and tail. It has fins, and it's the smallest, but honestly, I think it's kind of the most important. And the tail, easily the biggest. It is really long, and it is really big. And honestly, I'm surprised that it didn't fall apart at least once. And the tail basically works as a giant fan, so I'll share some troubles I had with that later. But some of you are probably wondering, why did I make this? Why did I spend an entire year of my life making this one big fish that fell apart way too many times? So, my main sport is swimming. Usually people have their main sports. Like, my little brother's is basketball. A lot of my friends do, football and, baseball. I don't know. But my main sport is swimming. And I've been doing it for a very, very, very long time. Basically ever since I've known what a sport was. And I've been part of this one swim team that I won't say because I don't want to dox myself, but our logo is a Barracuda, and that's what I made. Speaking of fish, my little brother has an announcement.
I saw something fishy! Speaking of fish, look at these fish that I caught while fishing.
Alright, well now back to the normal video, I guess. I've always wanted to be known for something on the swim team. Like making an offense reference, I want to be a blank guy. I want to be the fish guy. Well, that never really happened before this year. I've always, like I said, I've always wanted to be known for something, but I've never really done anything, super memorable to be a something guy. My times aren't bad. They're pretty fast. But, my winter times and all year round times are a lot faster than my summer times, just because, yards to meters and meters to yards. And also, I guess I put more effort in the winter and all the other seasons because I think it's more serious to me, and summer's kind of more relaxed. But I'm not really super fast, and I'm not fast enough to be known for that. So, I gotta improvise and do something else. But finally, I had the idea to actually create the fish. I forget when it was, but one day, I think we were watching a movie, and there was one of the dragon puppets. If you've seen, they're in a bunch of different movies and across media. The Eastern dragon puppets that are really long and have a bunch of different segments, and in my opinion, they look really cool. So I was like, what if I just did that, but fish? And that's kind of where the idea just came from. I've never really made anything this big, so my parents, although they did support me with it, they didn't think I would actually make it. But I proved them wrong, and I did, and they were happy about it. They honestly, my parents like it more than I do. So construction started. While I was doing it, while I was making the fish, I took videos about where I was along the way. At first, it was just finding the pipes. So we had this basketball net, one of those basketball nets where it's small and you throw it in and then it retrieves it for you. We got one from Five Below, and let's just say it only lasted a week tops. And then it broke. So we just had a bunch of pipes lying around, and I was like, hey, I could use those. So I did. That's what the entire frame of the fish looks like. Basically, it's skeleton. Okay, so, alright, right now I need something for the mouth. Because this is going to be the mouth. I have stuff a frame I'm going to put on here for the bottom, for the top. But I need something to, a hinge to hook it together. I'm thinking of using this for my broken goggles with these zip ties. Okay, so the goggle strap right here, it works pretty good, but it still can go like this. Oh, like that, and we don't want that to happen. That's not good. I actually only have these zip ties, and I don't want to use them just yet, just because I can't take them off once I put it on. So yeah. There's also this convenient door hinge that I found. But before I put any cardboard on it to make the actual skeleton part of the skeleton, I needed to make sure the mouth could open and close. So how I did that is I actually took a hinge from the laundry room door, hinge, but don't worry, it was already broken. Hot glued and screwed onto the onto a pipe, and here, if you look, it opens and shuts. It can do it. It's stable enough to where it doesn't like break off. But yeah, I'm planning on taking the upper jaw, which is over there, and putting this thing, like kind of finding a way to have it inside the upper jaw, just so it I don't know, works better. I said works better, but I mean like functions like an actual mouth. Okay, so in the upper jaw, I cut this little spot out because that's where the top of the door hinge is gonna go. This little top right here, it's gonna go in here. I mean, it doesn't really fit right now, but I'm actually gonna melt the plastic with my soldering iron to do that. Alright, so progress is going good. I put everything together, slapped everything together. I got the door hinge right there, zip tie and hot glue holding it all together. This has a very high likelihood of coming apart, but it does work. Alright, so as you can see here, I have the lower jaw and the upper jaw, and you can move the lower jaw like this. You can move the upper jaw too, but the lower jaw is how it would actually bite stuff. I only have these two on. There should be another one down here, but it's kind of too heavy for it right now, and I'm kind of done with soldering for tonight. I need to solder them together, but right now this is what it looks like. Next I gotta make the skeleton. One thing I'm realizing about the jaw is that I'm really not used to things working first try. Like, I mean, I know I'm not done. I still have to melt these together and these, but I'm really not used to things working first try. So now that the mouth could open and close, I started laying the framework, the cardboard. So although the pipes are the base, the cardboard is more of the skeleton. It's what basically gives it shape. That part was, in my opinion, the most fun part, because I actually got to see it coming together. Here, I'll show a picture on screen. Hopefully you're looking at it right now. But the picture, that's when I really started to see the vision, and that's where I kind of saw where it was going, If I could make one change to how I made this, I wish I made it all in layers. Like, I wish I did all the framework, and then all the skeleton, or all the cardboard skeleton, then all the paper on top. Like, how I did it was I made the head, I fully completed it, and then I made the body, then I fully completed it, and then I made the tail, and I fully completed it. I only really say that because I wish I could see, the skeleton of everything while it was coming along, So I just finished the top jaw. It's got looks nice. And I remade this part because it was kind of floppy before. It's better. Nevertheless, the way I made it still worked, and I would still make the fish. What I needed to do next was I needed to actually put the scales on. And what I used for the scales is what I used index cards, like note cards. I bought two huge packs of these different shades of blue index cards, and I layered them to make a gradient, and I layered them to make it look like it actually had scales. I got the base layer of scales down. I still gotta do the eyes and the inside of the mouth, but so far good. Oh yeah, and the teeth. Okay, so I just got the head done. It's like this. Here's the other side. So, I still gotta do the inside of the mouth, but I have like teeth and the eyes. I might redo the eyes if I want to, but I still want to have like a stripe, like right here, which DJ in the future will probably clue you in on, I guess. And then you can see there's also some like tape markings up here, which are not on this side. So I kind of want this side to be like the main side, while this one's like just if somebody's looking at another angle, they're like, oh, that looks good, you know? For the thing on the bottom, I just kind of had this because a giant tooth. So I don't know if barracudas have that giant tooth, but you know, whatever. I mean, there is the bottom, like here, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I might cover it, I don't know. But next I need to do the other ones. So yeah, I'm excited because this looks really good. Now that I have all the components, I just put them all together and there you go, basically have a fish. And I finished building the fish just in the nick of time. After every weekend, we have a meet on the swim team, and I think I finished it the Thursday before the first meet. Like, I could have not cut it closer. But I had one big problem. How was I going to fit it in the car even though it's 12 feet long? Well, at that point, it was all one big fish. Like, it wasn't into 3 segments yet. So what I ended up doing is I broke it into 3 segments, all connected to the middle, and then I fit it all in the car. But I'm gonna just say, the night before the first meet was so stressful for me, just because I did not know how we were gonna get it there. It all worked out though, but it totally paid off. Because even though it was against the best team in the league and we did lose that meet, it was one of the most fun meets for me because everybody was asking me how I made it, and everybody was asking me how long it took and if I had any help. And honestly, it was really, really fun regardless, because I felt like I was the star of the meet. And even though I didn't swim my best times, I still had so much fun because I was, the center of attention. Or more realistic, my fish was the center of attention. I remember even after the meet, my mom was telling me that people were posting pictures with it, because what we would do is that we would go around and we would pretend to eat people with it, and they would like do a surprise face and then ask to take a picture with it, and it was really fun. Another struggle was that I needed to find 2 other willing people to do it because my little brothers didn't want to. So I had to get 2 of my friends, which I'll take this moment. I'm shouting out all my friends who helped me with this because I could not have done it without them, because it's a 3-person thing. It's not just a 1-person thing. You gotta have 3 people to hold, 1 person to hold the front, 1 person to hold the middle, and 1 to hold the back end. So thanks guys for that. And also thank you for my parents, because although a lot of the materials I just found around the house, they bought all the index cards and all the other stuff, and I was so happy that I had the correct resources and materials to do it, because if I hadn't, then it probably wouldn't have happened. So things were going well. I would bring it to every meet, but it was kind of taking up a lot of my time because in between every single swim meet we would have to fix it, so that didn't really give me a lot of time to do anything else, like draw or like play outside even. It was kind of the center of attention for a lot of my summer, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but I feel like it was still taking up a lot of my time. But there was one meet that I actually decided not to bring it to because it said it was going to rain, and the pool club that we were going to was really small. So I thought maybe it'll just sit out this time. But when we got there and I didn't have it, everybody was asking me where it was. So I made sure to bring it to the next one. And at that next meet, it was supposed to rain there too. But since everybody wanted it, I made sure to bring it that time. And sure enough, it did rain, but it was after the meet. So when I was packing up making sure everything was clean because it was at our club. So while I was packing up, making sure everything was all ready to leave, it started downpouring, and my fish was outside. And it's made of paper, so as you can imagine, paper and cardboard don't really work that well with rain. So I sprinted faster than I've ever sprinted before and grabbed it. Like, I grabbed it all by myself. I grabbed the head support, and I grabbed the tail support, and the middle just kind of came along with it because it was still connected. And I picked it up and I ran and I put it into the storage closet. I mean, it didn't get damaged beyond repair, but it still took a little while to fix it. And at that same meet, before it started raining, I let a bunch of the little kids play with it, and I think one of the fins broke. But, you know, they all had a good time, so I'm not really mad about that. Long story short, it worked, and it worked really well. I mean, on the positive side, everybody loved it, and kids would want to take pictures with it, and it was really cool. But on the negative side, it did get broken a lot, and it did take up a lot of time. But all in all, I think it was really good, and it was a really good idea for me to make it. And in the end, although it didn't make me happy all the time, it made everybody else happy. And that's honestly what I was going for. So, thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and bye and subscribe. Bye.